Hey everybody, and welcome back to my book club. This intro is going to be done in ASMR. So, headphones suggested. Actually, headphones required because you can't enjoy ASMR without headphones. So, okay. Hey everybody, so welcome to the ASMR part of this video. So the other day I put out a poll on Instagram, and on that poll I asked you to choose between two books. The books were Illuminae and CUJO. CUJO won. So I did a reading vlog and a movie vlog of this book because I love you so much. And this book won by 2%, so it was really fucking close. It was really fucking close. Watch this get uploaded to Pornhub. Okay, guy reads the words really fucking close. Look, the less questions you ask, the better. Now, when I was about 14 years old, I actually met CUJO. Here's a photo. So this is a very appropriate vlog, so let's do a bit of ASMR. Alright, onto the video. Hi. Hey everybody, I'm about to get some exercise in. However, I need to start CUJO by Stephen King because this is what you voted for. I put out a poll on my Instagram stories, and it was either CUJO or Illuminae, and it was a very close race. Like, this book won by 2%. So this is the one that you wanted to see me read for some reason, and so I'm gonna do that because I'm here for you. So, I'm gonna start now, and then I have to get some exercise in, and I hope I like it. So yeah. Hope this goes well. Hola. It is just about to start raining, and I am about to get my daily workout in. I got all my shit laid out for me, but I just wanted to check in. So I am 44 pages into CUJO right now. Tell me what you think of my very makeshift bookmark. So a few things. I really tend to enjoy the stories of Stephen King that focus on the humans a lot. I can tell that this book is perhaps not going to be too quick to get to the scares, unlike books like It or Misery. This book is probably going to be similar to Pet Sematary, which is my favorite Stephen King book so far because he spends so much time in the first 200 or so pages just letting the characters breathe. We get to know them, we get to stand alongside them, so when things start to go awry, we really do get a sense of consistency in seeing how these characters act in the context of something scary. So in Stephen King's Pet Sematary, Church the cat represented the, for lack of a better word, sin of the father, because it represented his desire to go against nature and test the boundaries of things that were unnatural in spite of the clear repercussions, right? If you haven't read Pet Sematary, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but that was clearly what the metaphor was to me. Now over here, I'm not too sure what CUJO the dog represents, but the main characters are Vic, Donna, and their young son, Tad. And the book opens up with, I believe, a killer who had just died, and his ghost is perhaps haunting the son, so I suppose this killer represents the collective fear that this town they live in is. They live in Castle Rock. We get introduced to CUJO quite early on, and it's pretty obvious that they're setting him up to be someone friendly, so the characters establish trust with him, but then when things start to go bonkers, well, they're gonna let him into their humble abode because they trust him. So this is my book, and this is a bunch of anti-mosquito, because like you don't want to get eaten alive by the mosquitoes out here in the nature, because this is where they dwell, little critters dwell. So yeah, I'm 44 pages in. I'm quite enjoying it, but for now I need to stay in shape because quarantine has me eating so much junk. I ate like so many cookies yesterday, and Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let you go now and get back to my day and hopefully read more. So, yeah, check in soon. Okay, I just read a bit more. I'm not gonna say what I saw, but things are starting to look a bit suspicious. It's so nice and gloomy out here. I'm tempted to just like stay out here and read because like scary book, gloomy weather. Sorry, the background sucks. Let me find a better background for you. Scary book, gloomy weather, and oh my god, I should have just filmed the first segment like with this in the background. I swear. Ugh. But yeah, okay. Look at how dark the skies are. Oh my goodness. Anywho, okay, I'm gonna exercise right now because like if I don't, I'm gonna hate myself. And but let me tell you, the temptation to just like lie down here and read the whole day is just it's real. But if I don't work out, I don't get to eat the cookies. That is a law I have imposed on myself because I don't know, no pain, no gain, right? So I will attempt to deadlift that, and let's see how that goes. Anywho, check back in soon. Peace, fam. Later. Hello, hola, checking in once more. It is bright, but it is not sunny. Oh shit, who am I? Ernest Hemingway, motherfucker. Anyway, so I have just finished working out, right? And I have my coffee. Not the best cup of coffee, but, you know, she does what she does. So, before we last chatted, I got to page 50 of CUJO, and I have decided now that this is going to be a spoiler blog because so much stuff has happened that I just need to talk about. So the first thing, I don't think this book is going to be dealing with anything supernatural because CUJO's reason for going batshit is that he got bitten by a bat. So that was a useful figure of speech. So CUJO chases a rabbit, and the rabbit leads him into this like cave, and in the cave there are bats, and you know the rabbit's freaking out down there, and CUJO is like barking at it, and the bats freak out because CUJO runs into the hole and is blocking the exit which the bats go in and out from, and one of the bats bite him, and then he starts to get rabies. Apparently, yeah, bats have rabies. Who would have thunk it? That's where I'm at so far. I am this far in, and I will try to get a bit more reading done today. And yeah, check in soon. Peace, love, mwah. Okay, I'd like to make a formal complaint. There are a lot of people in this book. So the two main families are and I did take notes because, girl, you know, short book, but when a lot of characters are involved, you just need to document the shit or else you'll be lost, or I will be lost. So the two main families are the Cambers and the Trentons, and Donna Trenton is cheating on Vic Trenton with Steve Kemp. I don't know if Steve has his own family, but he is a character that is popping out quite frequently. So yeah, Donna is having an affair with this guy named Steve. I wonder at what point in this book her husband's gonna find out, but yeah, I mean, wow, the drama, Stephen King drama. So far, I am enjoying it on the level of character because I do love character-based stories, and I do love when the villain, or in this case, you know, in Pet Sematary, you thought it was going to be the cat. In this one, you think it's going to be the dog. And it's quite obvious now that the dog is just like a metaphor for the collective, for lack of a better word again, sins of the people in this. So, you know, the dog is animalistic, and a lot of these people do seem normal on the onset, but then do have these animalistic desires that motivate them to do the dark things that they each do. So that's interesting. And I think that this is what Mr. Stephen King is going for, and I'm here for it. I am. So I'm going to continue reading, and I'm going to check back with you in, well, when shit goes down, because, like, it's a reading vlog, so. Hello, everybody. So some shit is going down, and I need to discuss. Okay, so the Cambers, right? So Charity is the wife, and Joe is the husband, and Joe is an alcoholic who beats her up and won't let her travel to see her own sister. And he wants to take their, like, young son out to go deer hunting. And whenever she brings up her sister, he talks about how, like, oh, they're all just a bunch of rich people who push around papers and do paperwork. They don't do any actual work, manual labor, yada, yada, yada. So you can really tell that this is the kind of person he is. And yeah, when the son was 4 years old, he wanted to take the son to go deer hunting. So I suppose that, and okay, so this book was written in the 80s, and I am impressed to see that Mr. Stephen King is tackling the very timely topic of toxic masculinity, and that is lovely. So now, okay, some shit's going down. So Steve, the guy who Donna is having an affair with, has sent an anonymous letter to the workplace of the Trentons. So like she rejected him when he showed up at her house because he apparently, I think he does the furniture for them. And Donna rejects him, and then on the way out, he finds a calling card that says where Vic works, what the address of his work is, and now he's gonna send an anonymous letter to Vic. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm currently on page 126, and it is on page 126 that we find out that Steve sends a letter to the workplace of Vic, basically saying, and I quote, "I fucked the shit out of your wife. She has a mole in her pubic area that looks like a question mark." So, he did what he did, because apparently how else would you know that she's got that where she's got that? So on page 126 is where I stopped at, is when Vic actually reads the letter, and we get to read from his internal anguish. So he's thinking to himself and imagining all the things his wife must have done with this stranger, and it's really horrible, it's really sad. So I thought I would document that, and I am gonna get back in to CUJO, and we are going to chat later. Also, I purchased a copy of the film. Actually, I rented it, but I don't mind spending extra money on the film, because you know what? Let's do this. Let's do the full experience. Let's do the full CUJO by Stephen King experience. I am here for you, because that's what you voted for on my poll. Back to the book. Okay. I'm on page 144, and Donna, this bitch can go fucking choke. Okay. Oh my god, I am so mad. So Vic, her husband, comes home, right? And she suspects that he knows. So he says, "I received a note today in my office." And she straight up says, "Steve Kemp." And then she says, "It's been going on for this long." And so basically he confronts her for being a cheating bitch. And her response is to go on this long ass rant about how she felt so alone and so scared of growing old and so scared of becoming undesirable, and how he was off working, and how the kid was going off to school, and how the kid was getting older, and how that made her feel old. And it's like, bitch, okay, this man, you don't work, you stay home, and this man makes a living for you, and you're gonna be like ranting and justifying your cheating. And oh my god, I wanted to throw this book across the room when she said, and I took note of this quote, she says, "It's feelings I'm talking about, not facts." What the fuck? Like, I mean, the reality is that you are a cheating bitch, and you say it's because of feelings, and it's because this young man made you feel desirable, so like I'm gonna wreck this marriage and wreck my husband's feelings. It's like, girl, like, what, girl, I mean. And then she goes, "Oh my god," and I can't believe she's like actually this. I can't believe this shit's like. I can't even talk because I'm so pissed. I can't believe like this shit's actually coming out of her mouth, and she's like continuing to talk and not stopping to realize how dumb she sounds. She goes, "I was flirting with him because it made me feel like how I felt in college." Really, bitch? Really? That's like A+ to you, woman. And then she starts to get pissed at Vic for making her feel ashamed for cheating. Like, bitch, you should be ashamed. Where's CUJO when you need him? And CUJO's like starting to get rabid and shit. And it's like, okay, I think CUJO needs to pay a visit to this house, specifically to this woman, because I don't want to read about her anymore. Like, I hope she gets Stephen King'd, for lack of a better word, because, yeah, biatch. And, a lot of other words I want to use, but I want the algorithm to be nice to me, so let's just say I'm using a lot of unprintable curses. And let that be it. Screw you, Donna. You're a dumb idiot, and you don't deserve happiness, and you don't deserve Vic, and you don't deserve shit. Later, bitch! Hey, everybody. I am back with another reading update. So there was a scene, a very interesting scene, a very small scene, but an interesting one nonetheless, that I do want to talk about because I think it means something. So Joe Camper, the owner of CUJO, the abusive husband, is drinking with a friend, and he pats CUJO lightly, and CUJO growls. Now, they say that CUJO growling is very not in his character, so I can only assume that this is a metaphor for all the shit that's about to happen. And the reason I say this is because so far we haven't had any actual confrontations besides the one of Vic and Donna, but with all these micro transgressions, all this passive aggressive stuff that's going on, things are starting to build up. And the more things are building up tension wise in Castle Rock, in this small specific town, the more CUJO's rabies is building up to his brain. So I think that this is sort of what the metaphor is for. All the shit that they're doing to one another is going to build up, and as shit's about to hit the fan, CUJO's going to get more and more rabid. So, ooh, I am really enjoying this book so far, and it's really good, and I want to read more Stephen King. And you know what? If you're still watching, comment down below what Stephen King book you want me to read next, and I think I'm going to do it. And probably vlog it. Let me know if you want me to vlog it too, if you're enjoying this. So, yeah. I'm going to get back to reading. Chat soon. Okay, I'm back. I know it's very, very, very soon, but on page 176, we finally got a CUJO attack. So, CUJO finally went wild and chomped down on someone's neck. And it was awesome. So right now, I want to have a moment of silence for Gary. Because poor Gary will be missed. Gary, you side character, you will be missed terribly. Okay, now hopefully he gets Donna next. Let's try an experiment. I'm gonna try to film the rest of this commentary oh my god, upside down. Okay, oh my god. I'm on page 238. Am I turning red? Donna went over to the house of, oh shit, I forget everything when I'm upside down. Donna went over to the house of Joe Camber to get her car fixed, and when she got there, she saw CUJO with his mouth all bloody, and it's because CUJO killed Joe and Gary, as I just said, and this is a horrible angle of me, oh my god. Ugh. So I am, yeah, as I said, page 238, I am cheering for her to get killed next, because cheating bitches get stitches, and in this case, not stitches, but I said so for the rhyme. I hope she gets her neck chomped too, or worse. Fuck you, Donna. Anywho, hello everybody, back with another update. It is getting quite cold, and the later we get into the afternoon, the colder it gets. So, here's the update. Donna and Tad are trapped in the car, and Roger, the business partner of Vic, Roger and Vic are off on a business trip, and they have to take a plane to get there. So they are very far, and there's no way they can get back home on time to help Donna. So, oh my god, Donna's gonna die. Yay! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, this is horrible. Okay, so, and then Charity and her son, Charity is the wife of Joe Camber, who was just chomped, are off to visit the sister, Holly, and the sister's two kids, so basically the cousins of her son, Brett, I think. And so they are, well, they obviously don't know what happened to Joe. They think he's off somewhere gallivanting and shit like that. And Joe and Gary are dead. So another moment of silence for Joe and Gary. Hum-bada, hum-bada, hum-bada. That is the noisiest moment of silence ever. I'm so sorry. But yeah, hopefully Donna joins the club. Hopefully she, Joe, and Gary end up playing poker together in the motherfucking afterlife because she's a bitch. Okay, I'm gonna get back to reading and chat soon. Hello. So, update. Donna and Chad, or I mean, I keep saying Chad. Apparently his name is Tad. So she and her young son are trapped in the car, and CUJO is surrounding them and threatening them. So that's awesome. So they spent the entire night in the car, and Donna, even though she's a dumb bitch, was able to have the foresight to bring food to snack on, which was good on her part, even though she... Okay, so the reason she drove all the way there is because the car has a broken pin, whatever. So basically, if you drive too fast or go a certain amount of distance, the car stops. So she risked getting stranded with her kids. So that's dumb on her part, but like she also thought to bring food. So it's like, okay, weird. Anywho, so she and Tad are trapped, and they spent the whole evening in that car. And there was a part when she looked out the window and CUJO was like smiling at her. And I also love how some of the book is from CUJO's point of view, and you really see how Stephen King writes the perspective of a dog who has rabies, Like, he sees someone he once loved as like an enemy who's threatening to kill him, and so he wants to attack them. So like, it really messes with your mind. Also, Steve tried to visit Donna's house because he can't get over the fact that she turned him down. And I'm like, the piece of shit. They're both pieces of shit. They deserve each other. And now I think well, I don't know what he's up to, because like, I ended with him finding the note in her house saying where she was going to be. So he might go after her, he might not. CUJO might kill him. We'll see. Anywho, I'm really liking this dog. I hope he does what I want him to do and takes out Donna. Chat soon. You know what? As someone who is 320 pages in, this book has no chapters. I just noticed that now. Why, Stephen King? Why? So fucking good. Hola, everybody. I have just finished CUJO by Stephen King, and it was so good. It was so good. It was very well done. All right, so my initial reaction was very ASMR because there were people downstairs on the couch, and so I didn't want to freak out and freak anybody out because, like, you know, I had many feelings, and I'm going to discuss those feelings now, but I'm going to catch you up on what happened in the last 100 or so pages that concluded the book, and I'm going to hold it up for you because it deserves to be seen. All right, so not much happens in the book until the very, like, in most Stephen King books, not much happens over here. Like, he really does let the characters breathe, and then it's only over here that shit really hits the fan, and this build-up was phenomenal. This build-up was one that was, like, so slow and deliberate, and every single character was consistent with how he set them up, and it was amazing, and I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Vic with his business partner Roger, and Roger's grieving over the fact that this account they are working on could possibly fail. And because of that, they might lose their job. And because Roger is in his 40s and Vic is in his 30s, Roger is saying that, you know, when you're in your 40s and you lose your job, it's really hard to find work. Especially when you are at this age, because people normally like to hire young people who are more up-to-date with what's happening in the world and shit like that. Up-to-date with the current trends, especially in the field of advertising, because they deliberately look for young people who know what the cultural zeitgeist is like because it helps them with their campaigns. And as a person who graduated from a marketing course, I can tell you that this does have some truth to it. So that's what Roger's bitching about. Meanwhile, Vic is trying to get in contact with his wife, but she's not picking up, so he eventually calls the police. The police investigate, no one is home, but Steve, the guy that Donna was cheating with, ransacked the house, okay? So this prompts Vic to actually go home and blah, 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 blah. They send someone to check up on Donna and Tad, okay? So now, dumb bitch Donna, she actually tries to run out of the car and into the house to find a phone, and CUJO was lurking in the bushes, and he chased after her ass, and she runs back into the car. He chomps her leg. They have like a bit of a showdown. She slams the door on his head and shit like that. But eventually, you know, she gets back into the car. To me, this is a really good commentary on fate. And on the last page, it actually says, there's a line here, talking about CUJO. The last quote says, he had been struck by something, possibly destiny or fate or a degenerative nerve disease called rabies. So that really is what the book's theme is. It's either destiny, fate, or the randomness of it all. But I think there is like a huge commentary on fate. And I say this because it is known that in the Camber house there is no phone. So even if she did make it into that house, she wouldn't have had a phone to use. So she would have been in the house alone, and Tad would have been fucked inside the car. So she was screwed either way, basically. So Vic gets home, right? And then the guy who they send to investigate the Canberra residence to see if Donna and Tad are there shows up, and then Cujo attacks him, bites his torso so hard that he gets gutted, and it was fucking awesome. And then Donna sees an opportunity, so she finally does something useful, goes out, grabs the baseball bat she sees, and she does a full-on showdown with Cujo, and it is so gory and gross and disgusting, and I loved it. She whacks him with the baseball bat breaks, and then the sharp, jaggedy edge of the broken bat that she has in her hand, she shoves in Cujo's face, and then Cujo's dying on the ground, and then she picks up the big baseball bat, and she's like whacking him, and then Vic shows up, and he sees her bloodied wife, a gutted guy, and his bloodied wife is like whacking a dead dog. What the fuck? Oh my god, it was so good! So there was some foreshadowing, right? It's Castle Rock in Maine because Stephen King, therefore it needs to be set in Maine. They keep going on and on about how it's very hot because it's the summer. And because of this, you know, this keeps getting talked about. And then in the end, when Donna is in the car with, what's his name? Her son is Tad. Tad. In the car with Tad. And they say that the inside of the car is like extremely hot. So it was like, okay, this was clearly hinted at. Like, we didn't know where she would end up in the end of the story, but we knew that it was going to involve someplace hot, like the inside of a car. And it was amazing. I love the ending. I love this book. Possibly 5 stars, honestly. Like, I loved it so much. But granted, I haven't read too many of King's works, so I don't know where this stands, but as a novel that I sat down to read, I enjoyed it immensely. I love it. I recommend it. And now I'm going to watch the movie because, heck, you voted for this on the poll, so why not give you the full Cujo experience? It's currently 9 a.m. It is the next day, and I went to bed early last night because I had a headache. So I have to watch the movie and give you my commentary on that. But we don't start our day unless we have coffee. So I'm gonna make some caffeine and then I'm gonna watch the movie and take you with me. All right? There's nothing better than instant coffee that foams on its own, because nobody has time to brew that shit. Stir that bitch up like this. And, ooh. Let that cool down for a while, spiritually, and then we can drink it, bitches. Hola! Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Sunlight. So, because there's sunlight, I have not watched the movie yet. I actually came out here to get some exercise in. Cause you know, when the sun's out, the sweat is out. And what do they say about sweat? Sweat is fat cells crying. Ching! So, I'm gonna capitalize on this opportunity and get my sweat in, and then I'll watch the movie, react to the movie, edit the vlog. I actually edited some of the vlog this morning, so hopefully, oh my god. Something crashed up there. Hopefully I can have it out later today. Anywho, chat soon. Okay, that was just a little snippet of what I did today. I did cardio and I did core, and I am sweating up a storm. Just gonna do a bit of strength because apparently that's how you keep yourself toned. Consistency and dedication, and then we celebrate with cookies and avocado toast. Well, I'm gonna take a shower and then hopefully watch the movie, and then we do a movie reaction together, all right? Ching, later. All right, I am starting the movie in 3 and 2 and 1, and take it away. Ooh, the opening titles are red, and red is for blood. And is that blood going down a sink or something? Damn. Ooh. Oh, we're doing this already? This bat scene doesn't happen well, it doesn't happen this early into the book, but anyway. Yes, that we are not wasting time. That is a nice overhead shot. That was an artistic shot. Donna, cheating bitch. Yo, what the fuck is that? Is that a TV? Donna, you are in trouble. The fucking straights, I swear, I can't even. I mean, I love the honesty, but I hate you. And then she just submits it, like, girl. And the kid was upstairs the whole time, what the fuck? And so was Vic. Okay, he super heard that. He super heard you, Donna. That scene was good. Not gonna show what is about to happen because, you know, don't want to get flagged. Yikes. You know, she should have taken a gun with her. Go into a sketchy part of town. You know, anything can happen. Woman. Okay. The movie has just ended. Well. So I just finished the film, obviously, and overall it was quite... It wasn't too bad. You can tell that it was very dated. You can tell that this film was really made in the 80s, I suppose. I do hope they give this another remake like what they did last year with Pet Sematary, and with better and more updated special effects, better gore. And although there was a decent amount of violence, the amount of violence in this book was a lot better than the amount of violence in the film. And I did not like the very happy ending. Like, it kind of just undermined the morals of the story and the dark cynicism that I liked so much from the book. Also, the kid was a very good actor, and by good actor, I mean super annoying. Oh my goodness. When the kid was screaming and Donna was getting attacked by the dog, I was starting to get a headache, and I had to mute it, so I was just like, I'm not gonna do this on myself. No way. Imagine having a real kid. Woo. So, and I give the book 5 stars. And as of now, I give the movie maybe 3 stars. It was not bad. It was pretty faithful, but the ending was a letdown, and the special effects and gore were certainly very dated. So yeah, that was my vlog. I hope you enjoyed the commentary and the ASMR and my live reaction to the film. And if you would like me to make another video like this again, comment that down below. But that is it. Like and comment and subscribe. Share this video with your friends or people you know who've read CUJO, and I will love you forever. But until then, I hope to see you in the next video, so take care.